All right, there are no injuries to talk about right now. Everybody's gonna go today. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Lions. Good football team. They're playing very well right now. Dan's done a nice job with that crew over the last few years here, so. But we look forward to the challenge, look forward to playing at GEH Field and Arrowhead Stadium, so time's yours.
Coach, the decision to punt on the first drive on 4th and 2, you've been pretty aggressive. You've gone for it in that spot. What was you thinking on that one?
Yeah, I decided, it's subjective, so I thought it was the right thing to do at that time. We have been aggressive, but I thought field position would end up being a big thing in this, in that game, so I chose to do that.
And on the field position side of things, the penalties on special teams, that really did hurt you.
Yeah, too much.
It's been kind of a theme. Is there anything you can look at or, it's a common theme there?
Yeah, I always go back just to the basics, the angles that you take are so big on special teams. To put yourself in position to block and you're doing it in space, so you gotta be very disciplined that you don't let your hands grab any cloth and so on, so you gotta be real careful with that. So, but just the best way to do it is you go out and practice fast with it. That's what we'll do, try to put guys in, try to get them where they get it the right angles and get in the right position.
Andy, what was your message or the coaching staff's message to Chris about that final play?
Yeah, well, you can't think that the guy's down. I mean, you can't think that. You gotta just play the play. He knows. I mean, he's been around this thing a long time, so that's really what it came down to.
On that, he deleted his social media. I mean, I know you're not coach of the social media, but you have any message to the guys in general about that? Because that is a big thing, with everybody. Can kind of get in your head and everything. Do you have any message to the guys in general or to Chris specifically about social media and everything that's out there?
No.
Andy, is one of the biggest surprises through these first 5 games just the amount of uncharacteristic self-mistakes, self-errors?
We gotta take care of that, Nate. That's something we gotta fix, and it's getting us right now, and you can't do that. So again, best way to do it is you go out and you practice it and make sure you get yourself working on those things that have been causing the problems.
Andy, what concerns you most about the Detroit Lions? They've won 4 straight, hottest team in the league.
Yeah, well deserved too. And they're playing good football, good solid defense, flying around. Offense, they've been very effective offensively, point-wise and execution-wise. So they haven't had the self-inflicted wounds, as much as some other teams. So you know that they're not going backwards. And so we've got to make sure we take care of business, stay aggressive, and on both sides of the ball and special teams for that matter.
Andy, what do you see from the Lions' offense and defensive lines?
Yeah, they're strong in both those spots. I think that's been well documented. They're good offensive line, been together a while, and they do a good job in the run and the pass game. And then defensively, likewise, they're solid in the pass game. Got a good scheme. They're good in the run game, so they cover their gaps and so on.
Well, good. I say here in a view, I get he seemed to sort of in his own way break out a little bit in this past game. What went right for him?
I thought he did a good job, not only running but catching the ball, blocking when he was asked to. So he got a little bit more play time, which I think is good. Kind of get him into the swing of things, and that helped. At the same time, Kareem had a good day. So
Harold?
Andy, when it comes down to the one-score games, had so much success last season, obviously started at 0-3. Do you detail just problems uncharacteristically or something, just how you do that?
that's this league right now. I mean, there's so much parity, and you gotta. That's why I mentioned after the game the penalties, turnovers, so on. You can't have those. Games are too close. Too much competition, equal competition. So you gotta take care of business there. My responsibility to make sure that's done.
Blair?
do you make of some of the struggles that Harris and Butker's having this year?
Yeah, I think like any golfer, right? You guys have all golfed, and sometimes you're hitting it good, and other times it's off. But you work through it. You keep swinging, man, and he'll do that. He's a talented kid, tough, mentally tough. So not really worried about him. Yeah.
Todd?
Coach, when you're facing someone like the Lions, and I don't know what all the data says, it seems like they're pretty aggressive as well, fourth downs, things like that. Do you match aggressiveness with other opponents, home, road? I mean, how do you guys kind of go through that part of it when you're getting ready?
Yeah,
Correct.
listen, I just make a judgment. It doesn't matter necessarily who we're playing that way. I just try to make a judgment on, from what I go into the game thinking a certain thing, and then do it. You know, and then if there's one that I haven't thought about, probably still do it.
We'll go last two, Seren and then Sam. Go ahead, Seren.
Coach, I know you talked about Isaiah. Kareem had a pretty good day. The running game overall. Jacksonville came in, I think, 3 or 4 against the run. Was that maybe one of the messages? Was that like a challenge to those guys? You know, not necessarily from you, but just running backs in general, the offensive line that make a statement.
Yeah, their defense was ranked up there now. I mean, they're number one in a lot of categories, and you know, the guys move the ball effectively, but the stat part doesn't matter. It's points. You know, you got to score more than the other team, and we didn't get that done. But there were some good things that took place. The O-line did a nice job. The running backs did a nice job. But we had a couple self-inflicted wounds there, and you can't do that. You know.
Sam?
Andy, maybe this is related, but you did put up almost 500 yards of offense. When you went back and watched it, or even, you know, in live version as well, what stood out to you most about the reasons why?
Yeah, when we didn't have the issues, I thought the guys executed well. We have penalty, you know, anyways, the interception, all those things that went on, you know, it negates some of that. But overall, I thought our execution was pretty good. You gotta score more points, right?
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, guys.